The 2010 Alpina B6 GT3 is a GT3 race car based on the E63 BMW 6 Series platform. It was designed to compete in the FIA GT3 Championship. It has earned victories in a 24 Hours of Nürburgring and ADAC GT Master Series. The GT3 is supported with a 4.4-liter supercharged V8 engine with 530 horsepower and 535 pound-feet of torque. It also has a 6-speed transmission operated through shift paddles. Weighing less than 3,000 pounds, it can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds. It is claimed that it reached a top speed of 177 miles per hour or 285 kilometers per hour in the Nürburgring Nordschleife. The B6 GT3 appears in Shift 2 Unleashed as a modern GT3 class car. The Apollo Intensa Emozione IE is powered by a naturally aspirated 6.3-liter V12 engine that produces 780 horsepower and 760 Nm of torque. This engine allows the IE to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds and reach a top speed of 208 miles per hour. It features a full carbon fiber chassis and body, which keeps the weight down to just 1,250 kilograms or 2,755 pounds. The IE boasts advanced aerodynamic elements to generate over 1,350 kilograms or 2,976 pounds of downforce at 186 miles per hour or 300 kilometers per hour, ensuring exceptional stability at high speeds. Only 10 units of the Apollo IE were produced, making it an extremely rare and exclusive hypercar. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 1991 Audi 100 Quattro C4 is a saloon car. It is the predecessor to the Audi A6 range and was produced between 1991 to 94. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed 2, Need for Speed 3, and High Stakes. The 2011 Audi A1 Club Sport Quattro was unveiled at the 2011 Wörthersee Volkswagen and Audi meeting. It is powered by a modified 2.5-liter 5-cylinder engine from the Audi RS3 and the Audi TT RS. It appears in Need for Speed World, Most Wanted 2012, Most Wanted Mobile, and Edge. The 2009 Audi A3 2.0 TFSI is a hatchback powered by a 2-liter TFSI engine inline 4, producing 197 brake horsepower, and is a mid-production facelift for the TYP 8P model series. The A3 appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010, The Run, Most Wanted 2012, Rivals, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2004 Audi A3 3.2 Quattro is one of the most powerful models of the 8P generation in Audi A3 lineup, available with a 3.2-liter VR6 engine developed for high-performance compacts and full-size models within the Volkswagen Group. It appears in Need for Speed Underground 2, Most Wanted, and World. The 2005 Audi A4 2.0T Quattro B7, also known as Audi A4 2.0 TFSI, is a saloon car manufactured by Audi between 2004 and 2008 for the North American market. It is powered by a 217 brake horsepower 2-liter TFSI inline 4 engine. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010, The Run, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2005 Audi A4 3.2 FSI Quattro B7 is a saloon car powered by a 3.2-liter V6 engine and was the third fastest petrol engine vehicle in the B7 generation in Audi A4 range. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Carbon, Undercover, and Edge. The 2003 Audi Le Mans Quattro is a 602 brake horsepower mid-engined concept car from Audi, which was revealed at the 2003 Frankfurt Motor Show. Its 5-liter V10 engine was taken from the Lamborghini Gallardo and fitted with 2 turbochargers. In Need for Speed Carbon, the Le Mans Quattro appears with the rear design and front grille from the first generation Audi R8 model. The 1991 Audi Quattro 20V was the second most powerful car in the Quattro Coupe model range from 1980 to 91, right behind the homologation Sport Quattro model. It is mostly notable for being the first Audi to use the Quattro all-wheel drive system. The rally car, the S1 Quattro, was the world's first WRC car to use an all-wheel drive system, which helped the S1 to gain huge success in Group B racing. It appears in Need for Speed World and The Run. The 2007 Audi R8 4.2 FSI Quattro is the mid-engine all-wheel drive entry-level trim in the Audi R8 model range. It is powered by a 4.2-liter V8 engine which is shared with the Audi RS4. It can go 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, Nitro, World, and Shift 2 Unleashed. The 2010 Audi R8 5.2 FSI Quattro is a V10 variant of the Audi R8 model range. The biggest difference from the Audi R8 4.2 FSI Quattro is a replacement of the V8 for a V10 engine sourced from the Lamborghini Gallardo LP564. Other differences include a slightly altered body and LED lights. It appears in Need for Speed World, Hot Pursuit 2010, The Run, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2010 Audi R8 GT is a limited production trim of the Audi R8 5.2 FSI Quattro. It utilizes a more powerful variant of the 5.2-liter V10 engine and carbon fiber exterior parts to improve aerodynamics. The R8 GT Coupe is only available in a mobile release of Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. The 2011 Audi R8 GT Spider is a limited-run production model of the Audi R8 that was unveiled at the 2011 24 Hours of Le Mans. It is an open-top variant of the limited-run Audi R8 GT. Only 333 units of the Spider were built after the completion of 333 coupe models. It features improvements over the Spider 5.2, including a lightened curb weight, increased engine power, better top speed, and a 0.3 second quicker 0 to 60 miles per hour time. The Audi R8 GT Spider appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. The 2010 Audi R8 LMS is a race car based on the R8 5.2 FSI Quattro. It was primarily designed for multiple race series including the European FIA GT3 Championship and the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. Due to the regulations of the FIA GT3 class, it uses a rear-wheel drive configuration. In 2011, Audi Sport Dream WRT won the 64th running of the 24 Hours of Spa, with 22 hours led by their cars. The R8 LMS appears in Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2 Unleashed. The 2012 Audi R8 LMS Ultra is the successor to the R8 LMS. The V10 engine of the LMS Ultra was tweaked for a higher power output by optimizing the cooling system and fitting the exhaust system with raised catalytic converters. For improved aerodynamic efficiency, it received a new rear spoiler and redesigned front plate. The R8 LMS Ultra appears in Need for Speed World. The 2010 Audi R8 Spider 5.2 FSI Quattro is a convertible variant of the regular R8 5.2 Quattro. It was put into production in 2010 and received a facelift in 2012. Compared to the coupe, it lacks side blades along with a modified body and chassis. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010, Shift 2 Unleashed, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2019 Audi R8 V10 Performance Coupe is a replacement for the second generation R8 V10 Plus. Taking up the mantle of the Plus, the Performance is equipped with the same 5.2 V10 as the previous trim, but its power is increased by 10 horsepower and is 0.1 seconds quicker to 60 miles per hour from a standstill. The body was redesigned with a front bumper incorporating similar winglets fitted to the Huracan. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 2013 R8 V10 Plus is a lighter and more powerful variant of the first generation R8. It increased in power from 518 brake horsepower to 542 brake horsepower, and an overall weight reduction through the usage of bucket seats alongside a carbon fiber reinforced polymer air splitter. It is also the first R8 to come standard with a 7-speed S-tronic automatic transmission, with a 6-speed manual being a no-cost option. The R8 V10 Plus appears in Need for Speed Rivals and Edge. The 2016 Audi R8 V10 Plus 4S is the more powerful variant of the second generation Audi R8 Quattro. Based on the same platform as the Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4, the R8 V10 Plus offers a fixed carbon fiber spoiler, wing mirrors, blades inside of the front air intakes, a diffuser, and carbon ceramic brakes. The power output is increased to 602 brake horsepower, and the overall mass of the V10 Plus is reduced by 40 kilograms compared to the base V10. It appears in Need for Speed Payback and Edge. The 2012 Audi RS3 Sportback is a high-performance trim of the Audi A3. It had a limited production run between 2011 to 2012 and was available exclusively in estate form. The RS3's turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-5 engine was sourced from the Audi TT-RS, which was priced higher than the RS3. Unlike the TT-RS, no manual option was provided, with a 7-speed S-tronic twin-clutch automatic transmission being standard across the board. A total of 750 units were produced. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 and Edge. The 2007 Audi RS4 B7 is a high-performance all-wheel drive variant of the Audi A4. The B7 RS4 is equipped with a 420 horsepower, 4.2-liter FSI V8 engine, coupled with a Getrack-developed 6-speed manual gearbox. The RS4 B7 lapped around the Nürburgring Nordschleife with a time of 8 minutes and 9 seconds. The Audi RS4 appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, World, Shift 2 Unleashed, The Run, and Edge. The 2020 Audi RS6 Avant C8 is an all-wheel drive high-performance executive wagon that marks 25 years of the RS lineage. It is fitted with a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine producing 591 brake horsepower and a top speed of 174 miles per hour or 280 kilometers per hour. In Need for Speed Unbound, the custom Michel RS6 Avant has a body kit fitted based on the Sport Quattro S1 E2, which Michel Mouton drove in the 1985 British Midland Ulster Rally and the 1985 Tudor Webasto Manx International Rally.
What a weapon! What a weapon! Ultimate family car!
The Audi RS e-tron GT is an electric vehicle featuring dual electric motors that produce up to 637 horsepower in boost mode. It offers a range of up to 238 miles or 383 kilometers on a single charge and can go 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed Mobile. Fitted with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine and a Quattro all-wheel drive system, the 2014 Audi S1 Sportback 8X is the sportiest 5-door available in the A1 range. The S1 Sportback appears in Need for Speed Edge. The 2007 Audi S3 is a hot hatch based on the Audi A3. It underwent a facelift in 2008. The engine is a 2-liter turbo FSI inline-4 producing 265 horsepower. The exterior of the S3 differs from standard A3 models with aggressively styled bumpers and 18-inch alloy wheels. It appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Shift, Shift to Unleashed, and Edge. The 2005 Audi S4 B7 is a sports saloon based on the B7 Audi A4. It is priced below the RS4 and is the second most powerful car in the A4 series. The 4.2-liter FSI V8 produces 340 brake horsepower and 302 pound-feet of torque. Top speed is electronically limited at 155 miles per hour or 250 kilometers per hour. The B7 S4 is the last model in the S4 range to be fitted with a V8. It appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Shift, Shift to Unleashed, and Edge. The 2009 Audi S5 B8 is the second fastest car in the Audi A5 model range, placed below the RS5. The original S5 is powered by a 4.2-liter FSI V8 engine producing 349 brake horsepower. It received a facelift in 2012 with a change in engine to a supercharged 3-liter V6. It appears in Need for Speed Undercover and World. The 2017 Audi S5 Sportback B9 is an all-wheel drive coupe part of the second-generation model, following on from the Audi S5 B8. Fitted with a 3-liter V6 engine, the S5 has direct injection as well as twin-scroll turbocharger to reduce both weight and cost. The Quattro all-wheel drive system receives power through a locking center differential that splits torque center the wheels at 40% to the front and 60% to the rear. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The Audi Sport Quattro was born from Audi's dominance in Group B rallying during the 1980s. To meet homologation requirements for Group B rallying, Audi produced 214 units of the Sport Quattro. It is powered by a 2.1-liter inline-5 turbocharged engine producing 306 horsepower. The Sport Quattro pioneered Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system, which became a standard in performance and rally cars. It appears in Need for Speed Mobile. The 2007 Audi TT 3.2 Quattro 8J replaced the 8N generation in 2006. Produced from 2006 to 2010, having adopted the new grille style from other models, it was available with a 3.2-liter V6 engine until 2010. The 8J received an RS variant with a turbocharged inline-5 engine in 2009. It appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, Shift 2 Unleashed, and Edge. The 2003 Audi TT 3.2 Quattro 8N boasts a 3.2-liter VR6 engine, which is shared with the Audi A3 3.2 Quattro and other high-performance Volkswagen Group models. The exterior of the 8N, codenamed TT, was slightly altered for a sportier look. It appears in Need for Speed Underground 2, Most Wanted 510, Carbon on the City, Undercover, and Edge. The 2010 Audi TT RS 8J is Audi's high-performance variant of the TT 8J. It utilizes a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-5 engine that delivers 335 brake horsepower between 5400 and 6500 RPM. The engine was later used by the 2011 Audi RS3. In 2012, the TT RS received an upgraded version of the turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-5 engine. It appears in Need for Speed Nitro, World, Hot Pursuit 2010, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2016 Audi TTS Coupe 8S is a third-generation two-door sports car first shown at the 2014 Detroit Motor Show as the Audi all-road shooting brake concept car. In 2016, the inline 4-cylinder engine was revised to produce 288 brake horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. The Apollo has a strong racing pedigree, with Gumpert's founder, Roland Gumpert, having a background in motorsports. The 2009 Gumpert Apollo features a mid-mounted 4.2-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine producing 650 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds, and can reach a top speed of 224 miles per hour or 360 kilometers per hour. Gumpert produced only 40 units, each car hand-built by Gumpert Sportwagen manufacturer GmbH. It appears in Need for Speed Shift, Shift 2 Unleashed, and Edge. The Gumpert Apollo S is an upgraded version of the standard Apollo, featuring a more powerful 4.2-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine producing 750 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. This allows it to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. The Apollo S set several lap records at various racetracks around the world, showcasing its exceptional performance capabilities. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010, The Run, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 1993 Isdera Commendatore 112i features a distinctive design with gullwing doors and a sleek aerodynamic body powered by a 6-liter Mercedes-Benz M120 V12 engine, originally developed for the Mercedes-Benz 600 SL. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds with a top speed of 211 miles per hour or 340 kilometers per hour. Only one prototype of the Isdera Commendatore was ever built. It appears in Need for Speed 2.
Who, as you can see, does not fit. Good afternoon, that's wonderful. Just hold it there for a second. Switch off the engine.
The 2011 BMW 1 Series M Coupe E82, also known as the BMW 1M Coupe, is a high-performance variation of the BMW 135i Coupe. Unlike previous M cars, it boasts a twin-turbo N54 engine producing 335 brake horsepower. It appears in Need for Speed World, The Run, Most Wanted 2012, and Edge. The 1975 BMW 3.0 CSL or Coupe Sport Lichtbau E9 is a homologation model designed for Group 2 and Group 5, often referred to as the Batmobile due to its appearance. The CSL was a success in motorsport, particularly in the European Touring Car Championship during the 70s. It appears in Need for Speed World, Shift 2 Unleashed, and Edge. The 2015 BMW 3.0 CSL Homage R is a racing rendition of the CSL Homage concept car. It was unveiled at the 2015 Concours d'Elegance in Pebble Beach to celebrate both the 40th anniversary of BMW in North America and the heady racing success of the BMW 3.0 CSL in 1975. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 2009 BMW 128i E82 is a two-door coupe powered by a turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 engine, producing 230 horsepower. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 2008 BMW 135i Coupe E82 is the second most powerful coupe variant of the BMW 1 Series after the M Coupe. It is powered by a 3-liter turbocharged inline-6 engine. In Need for Speed Shift, players have to drive this car in a manufacturer competition against the Audi TT 3.2 Quattro in Donington National in a hot lap event at Alpental. It appears in Need for Speed World, Shift, and Shift 2 Unleashed. The 1990 BMW 318iS E30 is a trim level in the second generation range of BMW 3 Series. It appears as a traffic vehicle in the Need for Speed. The 2013 BMW 320i Gran Turismo F34 was sold as an alternative to the 3 Series F30 platform and was based on a Chinese market long wheelbase chassis, F35. It offers 2 extra doors and a slightly larger interior. The 3 Series GT F34 appears in Need for Speed Edge. The 1999 BMW 328ci E46 is a coupe produced by BMW from mid-1998 to 2000. before being phased out in the favor of the 325 Ci and 330 Ci. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 1990 BMW 525i E34 is a 4-door saloon car produced between 1987 and 96 as a part of BMW 5 Series model range. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed 2, 3, and High Stakes. The 2013 BMW 550i xDrive Gran Turismo F07 is a 5-door alternative to BMW's 3-door 5 Series F10 range. It is based on a 7 Series F01 chassis with 2 extra doors and a slightly larger interior. The 5 Series GT appears in Need for Speed Edge. The 1992 BMW 850 CSI E31 is a 2-door high-performance variant of the 850i. Tuning the 850i's 5-liter V12 to a 5.6-liter V12, the CSI's engine was given a new engine code alongside a Bosch Motronic fuel injector. Other improvements include stiffer suspension and dampers, reduced ride height, 4 stainless steel exhaust tips, 4-wheel steering, ventilated discs, and a rear differential oil cooler. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. Debuting in 1968, the BMW 2800 CS E9 was the first of the E9 coupes which were produced from 1968 to 75. It is powered by a 2.8-liter M30 inline-6 engine producing 168 horsepower. It appears in the Need for Speed movie during the Mount Kisco illegal street race at the beginning of the film. The BMW i4 M50 G26 is equipped with dual electric motors delivering a combined output of 536 horsepower and 795 Nm of torque. This allows the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds. The i4 M50 features an 83.9 kWh battery pack, providing an estimated range of up to 270 miles on a single charge. It supports DC fast charging, which can replenish 80% of the battery in about 31 minutes. It utilizes BMW's 5th generation eDrive technology and comes with BMW's latest iDrive 8 system. BMW has focused on sustainability on the i4 M50 using recycled and eco-friendly materials throughout the interior, including natural leather alternatives and recycled plastics. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 2018 BMW i8 LCI L12 is a plug-in hybrid 2+2-seater sports car fitted with a modular B38 inline-3 engine producing 228 brake horsepower and 320 Nm of torque by itself. The two mounted electric motors introduces an additional 141 brake horsepower and 249 Nm of torque. The LCI or Life Cycle Impulse is an update to an aging product in the BMW lineup used to keep their vehicles feeling fresh, modern, and desirable years after launch. The i8 concept shown at the 2011 Frankfurt Auto Show is driven by Tom Cruise during the Mumbai City in India chase scene in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Heat, and Unbound. The 2018 BMW i8 Roadster L15 was first shown at the 2012 Beijing Auto Show as the i8 Spider concept fitted with an inline-3 turbocharged petrol engine. It was also the first vehicle from BMW showcasing their eDrive technology. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. Following the success of the Group 5 CSL Batmobile cars in the 70s, BMW's motorsport division wanted to take on Porsche in Group 5 racing. Once the project was completed in mid-1978, BMW produced their first mid-engine car, the BMW M1 E26, equipped with a 3.5-liter inline-six engine, having taken the block from the 535 CSI E24 and the 4-valve head from the racing CSL car engine. The M1 appears in Need for Speed Unbound.
Art car, which participated in the 24-hour race at Le Mans. It's the only BMW vehicle with two emblems on the rear, symbolizing its exceptional qualities.
The 1979 BMW M1 Pro car E29 is a race car that was used between 1979 and 1980 in the BMW M1 Pro Car Championship. This championship was created due to motorsport rules and regulations having changed during the M1's development, which prevented it from entering most motorsport events in Group 5 racing and pushed BMW to pivot to Group 4 racing. It appears in Need for Speed Shift, World, Shift 2 Unleashed, and Edge. The 2016 BMW M2 F87 is a high-performance model of the rear-wheel drive-based 2 Series lineup powered by reworked 3-liter twin-scroll turbocharged inline-six engine, producing 365 brake horsepower equipped with a bespoke chassis, a new suspension system, and an optional 7-speed DCT automatic gearbox. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, and Edge.
This kind of attitude does tend to attract a certain type of buyer.
The 2023 BMW M2 G87 is a performance sports coupe fitted with the same twin turbocharged 3-liter inline-six engine utilized by the M3 G80, although it has a 3D printed cylinder head and a lightweight forged crankshaft. Offered as the smallest M-developed car offered by BMW, its wheelbase is 110mm shorter than the M4 G82. It appears in Need for Speed Unbound. The 2019 BMW M2 Competition F87 was first shown at the 2018 Beijing Auto Show to compete against the Audi RS3. It is offered with a choice of a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission automatic gearbox, either of which is fed into a variable limited-slip differential and managed by a revised electronic stability program to improve cornering throttle control. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 1993 BMW M3 E36 is the second-generation model of the BMW M3 series, powered by a 3-liter inline-six engine with BMW's Vanos variable valve timing and a redesigned chassis that includes a multi-link rear suspension. In Need for Speed Shift, the players must use an E36 M3 in a drift competition event in London. It appears in Need for Speed Shift, Shift 2 Unleashed, No Limits, and Edge. The 2006 BMW M3 E46 is the third-generation model of the BMW M3 series, which replaced the M3 E36 in 2000. The E46 received a 3.2-liter straight-six engine with a more linear power band than its predecessor that redlines at 8,000 RPM. Other major additions include a special limited-slip differential capable of sending 100% of torque to one wheel and floating brake calipers with an optional SMG sequential paddle shift gearbox. It can be equipped with a body kit resembling its ALMS racing variant in every game it has appeared in. The M3 E46 Deluxe appears on the box art of the Deluxe edition of Need for Speed 2015. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Pro Street, Undercover, World, Shift, Shift 2 Unleashed, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 2008 BMW M3 E92 is the 4th generation BMW M3, replacing the E46 in 2007. It is powered by a 4-liter V8 engine and introduced a 7-speed MDCT automatic transmission. In the beginning of the career mode in Need for Speed Shift, the player must complete a lap in Brands Hatch Indy with a BMW M3 E92. It appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, World, Shift, Hot Pursuit, Shift 2 Unleashed, Most Wanted 2012, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The BMW M3 Competition X-Drive Touring is the first ever M3 model to be offered as a touring station wagon variant, combining M performance with everyday practicality. It features a 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 engine that produces 503 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque, enabling it to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.4 seconds. The X-Drive all-wheel drive system provides the ability to switch between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive for a customizable driving experience. It appears in Need for Speed Unbound. The BMW E93 M3 convertible is powered by a naturally aspirated 4-liter V8 engine known for its distinctive throaty exhaust note producing 414 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. It features a retractable hardtop that offers the benefits of a coupe with the option of open-top driving. The E93 combines the thrill of a sports car with the enjoyment of a convertible. It appears in Need for Speed Unbound. The BMW M3 CSL Coupe Sport Lightweight features extensive use of carbon fiber and other lightweight materials, reducing its weight by about 240 pounds compared to the standard M3. Its 3.2-liter inline-6 engine produces 355 horsepower and is equipped with a more aggressive suspension setup and semi-slick tires, making it highly suitable for track use. Only 1,383 units of the M3 CSL were produced. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. The BMW M3 Evolution 2 E30 is a limited edition model with only 500 units produced. It features an upgraded version of the 2.3-liter inline-4 engine producing 217 horsepower, which was a significant boost over the standard E30 M3. The Evolution 2 was developed to meet homologation requirements for Group A touring car racing. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The BMW M3 GT2 E92 was designed specifically for racing, competing in events like the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the American Le Mans series. It is powered by a 4-liter V8 engine tuned to produce around 500 horsepower. The M3 GT2 achieved numerous victories and podium finishes in international racing, showcasing BMW's engineering prowess and racing heritage. It appears on the box art for Need for Speed Shift. It also appears in Need for Speed Shift 2 and Edge.
Won Le Mans Outright, of course, in 2003 with the EX3 Speed 8 prototype.
Developed for the American Le Mans series, the BMW M3 GTR features a 4-liter V8 engine producing 493 horsepower. Only 10 road-going versions were produced to meet homologation requirements, making it one of the rarest BMW models. It is well known for its distinctive racing livery, often seen in BMW Motorsport's blue, white, and red colors. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted and World. The BMW M3 GTR GT E46 was developed specifically for GT racing. It competed during the 2001 American, European, and Petite Le Mans series. It was originally fitted with a 3.2-liter inline-six engine based on the engine of the standard E46 M3. The car first entered the GT class of the American Le Mans series in 2000, in which it only took a single victory and was beaten on several occasions by the Porsche 911 GT3R. The old engine was ditched as BMW's engineers couldn't squeeze any more horsepower out of it. A newly developed P60 B40 V8 engine was quickly placed into the race car before the beginning of the racing 2001 season. It was developed alongside the BMW V10 engine that was used to power Williams Formula 1 cars during the 2001 F1 season. The new engine gave the M3 GTR GT a competitive edge and allowed it to win 7 out of the 10 events in the GT category for the 2001 season. Porsche claimed during the 2001 ALMS season that BMW had violated the ALMS entry rules as the V8 engine in the M3 GTR was not available in any road-legal BMW M3. BMW produced 10 road-going GTR models as the rules required that the entered cars must be placed on sale on 2 continents within 12 months of the season beginning. But the ALMS rules were changed for the GT class heading into the 2002 season and required that at least 100 units as well as 1,000 engines be built for a car to qualify. The revised rules forced BMW to pull the M3 GTR from the following American Le Mans Series season. The M3 GTR participated in the race for the following 2 years and scored a 1-2 victory for the team in 2004 and 2005. In all of its appearances in the Need for Speed series, the M3 GTR GT is fitted with a racing body kit only used in various 2001 racing series. The M3 GTR GT appears on the box art of Need for Speed Most Wanted. Its livery has a platinum silver body with Le Mans blue stripes. The M3 GTR appears in Need for Speed Carbon at the start of the career mode, where the player tries to escape from Cross through one of the canyon routes. In Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, World, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Heat, and Unbound, the M3 E46 can be equipped with a body kit that resembles the M3 GTR GT. It appears in No Limits in the Need for Speed Urban Legend special event. In Unbound, it appears in a delivery mission hinting return of Razor. The M3 GTR Most Wanted version is one of the most replicated cars in the real world amongst motorsports enthusiasts. The BMW M3 GTS is a track-oriented version of the E92 M3, featuring a 4.4-liter V8 engine producing 444 horsepower, up from the standard 4-liter V8. It comes with an adjustable coilover suspension, upgraded brakes, and aerodynamic enhancements like a large rear wing and front splitter. Only 135 units were produced. The M3 GTS can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds and has a top speed of 190 miles per hour. It appears in Need for Speed World, The Run, Rivals, and Edge. The LCI BMW E92 M3 received updates in 2010, including revised headlights, taillights, and feature an updated iDrive system with improved interface and functionality. The E92 is powered by a 4-liter V8 engine derived from the V10 engine used by the E63 M6 with 414 horsepower. It reuses an optimized variant of the E46 limited slip differential that is capable of 100% lockup. It appears in Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The BMW M3 Sport Evolution Evo 3 is the final and most powerful version of the E30 M3, with a 2.5-liter inline-4 engine producing 238 horsepower. Developed to meet homologation requirements for Group A racing, only 600 units were produced. It features numerous performance upgrades over previous models. Weight-saving measures include thinner glass, lighter bumpers, and a simplified interior. It appears in Need for Speed World, Shift to Unleashed, The Run, and Edge. The 2014 BMW M4 F82 is powered by a 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 engine producing 425 horsepower, marking the transition from naturally aspirated to turbocharged engines in the M3 and M4 lineup. It has a carbon fiber reinforced plastic or CFRP roof, M-specific adaptive suspension, and an active M differential for improved handling. It can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.1 seconds and has a top speed of 155 miles per hour, which is electronically limited. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, 2015, Payback, and Edge. The 2017 BMW M4 convertible F83 combines the performance of the M4 Coupe with the open-air experience of a convertible. It shares the same 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 engine as the M4 Coupe, delivering 425 horsepower. It includes features like a neck warming system and wind deflector for a more comfortable open-top driving experience. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 2016 BMW M4 GTS is a track-focused variant of the M4 featuring a 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 engine with water injection boosting power to 493 horsepower. It can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds and has a top speed of 190 miles per hour or 306 kilometers per hour. Only 700 units were produced. Extensive use of carbon fiber and other lightweight materials reduce its weight, enhancing performance and agility. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The LCI version of the 2018 BMW M4 F82 retains the 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 engine with 425 horsepower. In 2017, the M4's LCI trim was introduced and replaced the M4 that had been on sale since 2013. As the new base M4, it is fitted with the previously optional LED headlights, LED taillights, an updated connected drive navigation system, new inner stitching, and additional interior M badges. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 2000 BMW E39 M5 is powered by a 4.9-liter V8 engine producing 394 horsepower. Its elegant and understated design has made it a classic, with many enthusiasts considering it one of the best-looking M5 models. It features a 6-speed manual transmission and is praised for its balanced handling, combining sporty performance with luxury and comfort. It appears in Need for Speed High Stakes and Hot Pursuit 2. The 2018 BMW F90 M5 features BMW's xDrive all-wheel drive system with the ability to switch to rear-wheel drive. It is powered by a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 600 horsepower. Its features include adaptive M system, M compound brakes, and advanced driver assistance systems, making it a technologically advanced sports sedan. It can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds and has a top speed of 155 miles per hour or 249 kilometers per hour, which is electronically limited. It appears on the box art of Need for Speed Payback. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Heat, and Unbound. Equipped with a 5-liter V10 engine producing 500 horsepower, the 2007 BMW M6 convertible E64 featured a 7-speed SMG sequential manual gearbox, allowing both automatic and manual gear changes. Electronically limited to 155 miles per hour or 249 kilometers per hour, but it is capable of reaching higher speeds if delimited. It appears in Need for Speed World, Hot Pursuit, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2008 BMW M6 E63 shared the sleek design of the E64 convertible but with a hard top for added rigidity. It used carbon fiber reinforced plastic to lower the car's center of gravity and reduce weight. It achieves 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 4.1 seconds, thanks to its powerful V10 engine. It appears in Need for Speed Undercover, World, Shift to Unleashed, and Edge. The 2012 BMW M6 Coupe F13 switched from a naturally aspirated V10 to a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, producing 560 horsepower, equipped with a 7-speed M dual-clutch automatic for rapid and smooth gear shift. It accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4 seconds, showcasing the power of the turbocharged V8. It included start-stop technology and brake energy regeneration to improve fuel efficiency. It appears in Need for Speed Rivals and Edge. Originally developed for the 2009 Superbike World Championship, marking BMW's entry into the superbike segment, the BMW S1000RR is powered by a 999cc inline-4 engine, producing up to 205 horsepower in later versions, with a top speed of over 186 miles per hour or 300 kilometers per hour. It featured cutting-edge electronics including dynamic traction control, multiple riding modes, and ABS. It achieved significant success in racing, including wins in the Isle of Man TT and various superbike championships. The S1000RR appears in Need for Speed Heat, driven by Officer Torres. The 2014 BMW X5M F85 combined the practicality of an SUV with the performance of an M car, featuring a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 producing 567 horsepower. It accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4 seconds, making it one of the fastest SUVs on the market. It has an M-tuned X-Drive all-wheel drive system for improved traction, an adaptive M suspension and high-performance brakes, making it very capable on the track. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. The 2015 BMW X-Drive 50i F15 is a luxury SUV powered by a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 445 horsepower, providing strong performance for a luxury SUV. It combined performance with practicality, offering ample cargo space and advanced driver assistance systems like a heads-up display, night vision, and a high-resolution iDrive system for a cutting-edge driving experience. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. The 2016 BMW X6M F86 merged the coupe-like design for the X6 with M performance, featuring a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 producing 567 horsepower. It offered impressive handling and acceleration with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 4 seconds. Its aggressive styling and unique coupe-like silhouette make it a head-turner on the road. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 2015 BMW X6 X-Drive 50i F16 is equipped with a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 445 horsepower. Including BMW's X-Drive system for excellent traction and handling, it balanced performance, luxury, and practicality, making it a versatile choice for various driving needs. It features the distinctive coupe-like styling of the X6, combining sporty looks with an SUV. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. The 1999 BMW Z3M Coupe E36 was powered by a 3.2-liter inline-6 engine from the E36 M3, producing 315 horsepower in a European version. Known for its unique clown shoe design, it was praised for its handling and driving dynamics. Its unique design and performance make it a prized collector's car today. It appears in Need for Speed High Stakes. The 1999 BMW Z3M Roadster E36 offered the same performance as the Z3M Coupe. It featured the same 3.2-liter inline-six engine, but with an open-top driving experience. It appears in Need for Speed High Stakes. The 1999 BMW Z3 Roadster 2.8i E36 was powered by a 2.8-liter inline-six engine producing 190 horsepower, offering a balance of performance and refinement. It embraced the classic Roadster design with a long hood, short rear deck, and a retractable soft top. It provided a relatively affordable entry into BMW Roadster ownership, offering great value for its performance and style. It appears in Need for Speed High Stakes. The 2010 BMW Z4 GT3 E89 was developed specifically for GT3 racing, featuring extensive modifications for track performance. Powered by a 4.4-liter V8 engine producing up to 515 horsepower, it achieved numerous victories in GT3 racing series around the world. It utilized lightweight materials and extensive aerodynamic enhancements for optimal performance. It appears in Need for Speed World, Shift to Unleash, The Run, and Edge. The 2006 BMW Z4M Coupe E86 is powered by a 3.2-liter inline-six engine from the E46 M3, producing 330 horsepower. It featured a sleek and aggressive coupe design offering a more rigid structure compared to the Roadster. A US spec Z4M Coupe appears throughout the Need for Speed series. In Need for Speed Pro Street and Undercover, the Z4M Coupe can be equipped with a body kit that resembles the BMW Z4M Coupe Motorsport. It appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, World, Shift to Unleashed, and Edge. The 2019 BMW Z4 M40i G29 is equipped with a 3-liter inline-six turbocharged engine, producing 382 horsepower. It combined modern design elements with classic Roadster proportions, offering a stylish look, providing an open-top experience with the performance and refinement of an M car. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Heat, and Unbound. The 2010 BMW Z4 S-Drive 35IS E89 featured a more powerful 3-liter inline-six twin-turbo engine producing 335 horsepower. It achieved 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds, thanks to its powerful engine and sporty tuning. It is the first Z-Series BMW to use a 7-speed double-clutch gearbox. It was produced from 2010 to 2016. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Shift to Unleashed, Edge, and Hot Pursuit Remastered.
Just the right amount of wheel spin. In order to preserve your investment, the car must be at the right temp, and you must wait an hour between launches.
The 2000 BMW Z8 E52 was inspired by the classic BMW 507, featuring a timeless and elegant design. It was powered by a 4.9-liter V8 engine from the E39 M5, producing 400 horsepower. It gained fame as James Bond's car in the movie The World Is Not Enough, featuring high-quality materials and craftsmanship, with an aluminum space frame and bespoke interior. The Z8 is featured in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. The Maybach Accelero is a one-of-a-kind concept car built by Maybach Motorenbau GmbH in collaboration with tire manufacturer Fulda, powered by a 5.9-liter twin-turbo V12 engine producing 690 horsepower. It achieved a top speed of 351.45 km/h or 218 miles per hour, at the Nardo Ring in Italy, driven by racing driver Klaus Ludwig. This remarkable feat set a new world speed record for limousines using production tires. The car is noted for being portrayed in various music videos, TV shows, and even in the anime Nisekoi. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. First shown at the 2012 Geneva Motor Show, the Mercedes-AMG W176A45 featured the most powerful production 4-cylinder engine at the time. Its 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 produced 355 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque, equipped with AMG's 4MATIC all-wheel drive system and a DCT 7-speed gearbox, allowing the A45 to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Edge, Heat, and Unbound. The 2019 Mercedes-AMG A45S 4MATIC Plus featured the most powerful production 4-cylinder engine ever made. Its 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 produced 416 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds, making it one of the quickest hot hatches in the market. The 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system included a rear axle differential with 2 multi-disc clutches. This setup allowed for variable torque distribution and had multiple driving modes through AMG Dynamic Select, including Slippery, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Race. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 2018 Mercedes-AMG C63 Cabriolet A205 was powered by a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine and featured the AMG SpeedShift MCT 7-speed transmission and included an AMG Ride Control sport suspension with adaptive damping. It had a fully electric soft top, and the interior featured AMG performance seats, a flat-bottomed steering wheel, and Napa leather upholstery. It appears in Need for Speed Unbound. The 2018 Mercedes-AMG C63 Coupe was powered by a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine. It featured a multi-link rear suspension and an AMG-specific front axle. The AMG Ride Control suspension system offered adaptive damping for precise handling and ride comfort. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The C63S Coupe featured an upgraded 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 503 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds. The AMG Track Pace app allowed drivers to record and analyze their performance on the track. The C63S Coupe appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 2015 AMG GT was developed entirely in-house by AMG. It featured an aluminum space frame, front mid-engine layout, and rear-wheel drive powered by a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 456 horsepower. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds and reached a top speed of 189 miles per hour. The interior of the GT was designed with a focus on the driver, featuring a low seating position, a wide center console, and a command infotainment system. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Edge, and Heat. The GT Black Series, first shown by Mercedes-Benz on July 14, 2020, with a premiere trailer posted on their YouTube channel, was the most powerful AMG GT variant, featuring a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 720 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits and Unbound. The 2017 Mercedes-AMG GTR C190 was developed with AMG's Motorsport division. It earned the nickname Beast of the Green Hell for its development on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. The GTR's 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine produced 577 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. The GTR included a rear-wheel steering system and had a top speed of 198 miles per hour. At low speeds, the rear wheels turned opposite to the front wheels for better maneuverability, and at high speeds, they turned in the same direction for improved stability. It appears in Need for Speed Edge, Heat, and Unbound.
That was wicked!
The 2019 Mercedes-AMG GTS C190 is a Grand Tourer fitted with a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, producing 456 brake horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. It went on sale in April 2015 and was soon followed by the more powerful GTR in early 2017. Although not the high-performance trim, the S-Trim has a tuned engine producing an additional 59 brake horsepower and 69 Nm more torque than the base trim. It also included an electronic slip differential, an AMG Dynamic Select traction control system, a high-performance exhaust system, and a set of staggered wheels, 19-inch in front and 20-inch in the rear. It appears in Need for Speed Unbound. The 2019 Mercedes-AMG GTS Roadster had a power-operated soft top that could be opened or closed in around 11 seconds at speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. It was powered by the same 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds and had a top speed of 192 miles per hour. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. First unveiled at Paris Motor Show in October 1982, the Mercedes-Benz 190e 2.516 was developed in collaboration with Cosworth and featured a 2.5-liter inline-4 engine producing 204 horsepower designed for Group A racing. The car had a variable intake camshaft and a Bosch KE Jetronic fuel injection system. A$AP Rocky's custom 190e appears on the box art of Need for Speed Unbound. The 190E Evolution 2, launched in 1990, was built to meet the homologation requirements for DTM racing. Only 502 units were produced, all in blue-black metallic paint. The 2.5-liter engine was upgraded to produce 235 horsepower thanks to a higher compression ratio, larger valves, and improved fuel injection. It appears in Shift 2 Unleashed, No Limits, and Edge. The 2012 C63 AMG Coupe Black Series featured a 6.2-liter V8 engine producing 510 horsepower and 457 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds. It had a fully adjustable coilover suspension system, allowing drivers to fine-tune the ride height, damping, and camber for optimal performance on different tracks. Only 800 units of the C63 Black Series were produced and appears in Need for Speed Rivals and Edge. The 2000 Mercedes-Benz CL55 AMG was one of the first AMG models to feature a supercharged engine. Its 5.4-liter supercharged V8 produced 493 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds, making it one of the fastest luxury coupes of its time. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. The 2004 CLK 500 featured a 5-liter V8 engine producing 302 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque. The car was equipped with a multi-link suspension system with the innovative pre-safe system which prepared the car for an impending collision. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Carbon, Undercover, and Edge. The 1997 CLK GTR was developed for the FIA GT Championship and homologated for road use. Only 25 units were produced, powered by a 6.9-liter V12 engine. The car featured a carbon fiber monocoque chassis and had a double wishbone suspension system with push-rod operated coil springs and adjustable dampers. Despite its racing roots, the CLK GTR had a luxurious interior with leather seats, air conditioning, and a high-end audio system. It appears in Need for Speed 3, High Stakes, and Hot Pursuit 2. The 2006 CLS63 AMG featured a 5.5-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 518 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. It included AMG Ride Control Sport suspension with electronically controlled damping, a multi-clutch transmission for rapid gear changes, and a command infotainment system with navigation. The CLS63 AMG appears in Need for Speed Undercover. The 2012 Mercedes-Benz G500 W463, part of the G-Class introduced in 1990, retained the classic, boxy design that has made the G-Wagon an icon. It was equipped with a 5-liter V8 engine producing 292 horsepower and 336 pound-feet of torque. The G500 featured 3 fully locking differentials, a low-range transfer case, and a ladder frame chassis. The G-Class appears in Need for Speed Edge. The 2017 G63 AMG featured a 5.5-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 536 horsepower and 561 pound-feet of torque, fitted to a 7 Tetuano transmission going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. It had distinctive AMG exhaust pipes that exited from the sides of the vehicle. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The SL65 AMG R230 featured a 6-liter twin-turbocharged V12 engine producing 604 horsepower and an astonishing 738 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds. It came with AMG-specific styling elements like unique alloy wheels, quad exhaust tips, and carbon fiber trim. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Carbon, Carbon on the City, Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, Shift to Unleashed, and Edge. The 2009 SL65 AMG Black Series was powered by a 6-liter twin-turbocharged V12 engine, producing 661 horsepower with AMG Speed Shift Plus 5-speed automatic transmission, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds. Most of its body was made from carbon fiber, including the bonnet, roof, hood, front fenders, and trunk lid, reducing the car's weight by 550 pounds compared to the standard SL65. Only 350 units were produced. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Most Wanted 2012, Most Wanted Mobile, Edge, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The R129 SL500 was produced from 1989 to 2001. It was part of the first generation of the SL class and introduced an automatic roll bar that deployed in the event of a rollover and a multi-link rear suspension for improved handling and comfort. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed 2, 3, and High Stakes. The 2004 R230 SL500, produced from 2001 to 2011, featured the ABC or Active Body Control suspension system, which automatically adjusted the suspension settings. It was powered by a 5-liter V8 engine producing 302 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds. The SL500 appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted. The 1997 SL600 R129 featured a 6-liter V12 engine producing 389 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. In compliance with German law, all SL models were electronically limited to a top speed of 155 miles per hour or 250 kilometers per hour. It offered Nappa leather upholstery, a multi-zone climate control system, and power-adjustable heated seats. The SL600 appears in Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. The SLK55 AMG, part of the second-gen SLK class introduced in 2004, was powered by a naturally aspirated 5.5-liter V8 engine producing 355 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds. Like other SLK models, the SLK55 AMG featured a retractable hardtop that allowed it to transform from a coupe to a convertible in under 20 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 1999 SLK 230 compressor R170 was part of the first gen of SLK class roadsters and featured a 2.3-liter supercharged inline-4 engine producing 193 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque. The SLK abbreviation stands for Sportlich Leicht Kurz, or Sporty Light Short in English. It appears in Need for Speed High Stakes. Produced from 2003 to 2010, the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren was the result of a collaboration between Mercedes-Benz and McLaren Automotive, combining Mercedes' luxury with McLaren's racing expertise. SLR stands for Sport Leicht Rennsport, meaning Sport Light Racing in English. It featured a hand-built 5.4-liter supercharged V8 engine producing 617 horsepower and 575 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds, with a top speed of 207 miles per hour or 355 kilometers per hour. Equipped with sensortronic brake control, an advanced electro-hydraulic braking system, and carbon ceramic disc brakes. The design included a long hood, side exhausts, and gull-wing doors. An active rear spoiler functioned as an air brake that provides up to an additional 90% of total aerodynamic drag. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Carbon, and Undercover. The SLR McLaren 722 edition C199 featured an upgraded version of the 5.4-liter supercharged V8 engine, producing 641 horsepower and 605 pound-feet of torque. The 722 name commemorates Stirling Moss's victory in the 1955 Mille Miglia, where he drove a Mercedes 300 SLR with the starting number 722, indicating a 7:22 a.m. start time. Only 150 units of the SLR 722 edition were produced. It appears in Need for Speed Undercover, Shift, World, Hot Pursuit, Shift to Unleashed, Rivals, No Limits, and Edge. The 2009 SLR Roadster S R199 combined the performance of the 722 edition with the open-top experience. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds, with a top speed of 208 miles per hour or 335 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest convertibles of its time. It appears in Need for Speed Rivals, Edge, and in the Need for Speed film. Named after legendary racing driver Stirling Moss, this edition was a tribute to his racing achievements and featured a design inspired by the 1955 Mercedes 300 SLR, with an open cockpit design without a windshield or roof. Only 75 units were produced in 2009, fitted with the same V8 used in a 722 edition. It was available exclusively to existing SLR owners. It appears in Need for Speed Shift, World, Hot Pursuit, and Shift to Unleashed. The SLS AMG was the first car fully developed by AMG. Produced from 2010 to 2014, it was famous for its iconic gull-wing doors, a design element reminiscent of the classic 300 SL. It featured a hand-built 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine producing 563 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds with a top speed of 197 miles per hour. It was built on an aluminum space frame chassis. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Shift to Unleashed, The Run, Most Wanted 2012, Most Wanted Mobile, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2014 SLS-AMG Black Series featured an upgraded 6.2-liter V8 engine producing 622 horsepower. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. Use of carbon fiber for the hood, rear panel, and aerodynamic elements reduced the car's weight by 154 pounds compared to the standard SLS-AMG. It appears in Need for Speed Rivals, No Limits, and Edge. First introduced in 1948, the 1980 Mercedes-Benz Unimog, short for Universal Motor Gerat or Universal Motor Device, is renowned for its use in agriculture, military, firefighting, and expedition. Unimogs come with central tire inflation system, allowing drivers to adjust tire pressure from the cab, and a hydrostatic drive system for precise low-speed maneuvering. It appears in Need for Speed 2, 3, and High Stakes. The Mercedes-Benz W210 is the internal designation for a range of executive cars marketed under the E-Class model. The E-Class lineup has a long history of excellence in luxury and performance. The E320 is powered by a 3.2-liter V6 engine that produces 221 horsepower and features Mercedes-Benz's 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. It appears in Need for Speed Mobile. The 2021 Mercedes-Maybach S680 Z223 represents the pinnacle of luxury in the Mercedes lineup. It features opulent Napa leather, the M-Bux infotainment system, a 12.8-inch OLED central display with adaptive cruise control and active lane keeping assist. The rear seats are designed with massage functions, rear seat entertainment system, and a refrigerator. The attention to detail and craftsmanship sets it apart as a symbol of luxury and refinement. The Maybach S680 appears in Need for Speed Unbound. The 2015 Opel Adam Rox S is a unique blend of a city car and a crossover powered by a 1.4-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine. It was sold only in Europe and was badged as a Vauxhall in the United Kingdom. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. The Opel Speedster was developed in collaboration with Lotus, produced between 2000 and 2005. It shares its chassis with the Lotus, featuring an aluminum chassis and composite body panels, powered by a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine, producing 197 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds. It was sold as the Vauxhall VX220 in the United Kingdom. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. The Porsche 356-1, built in 1948, was the first prototype produced by Porsche, marking the beginning of the company's journey in automobile manufacturing. It was hand-built by Ferdinand Porsche and a small team showcasing early Porsche craftsmanship and innovation, representing the genesis of the Porsche brand and its enduring legacy. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The Porsche 356 1100 was the first production car from Porsche, introduced in 1948. It featured an air-cooled 1.1-liter flat-4 engine producing 40 horsepower. Its rear-engine, rear-wheel drive layout design would become a hallmark of Porsche cars. Only 50 units of the original 356 were produced. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed.
Two, one, go!
The 1951 356 1300 featured a more powerful 1.3-liter flat-4 engine producing around 44 horsepower with a top speed of 140 km per hour or 87 miles per hour. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The 1954 1300 Super produced 60 horsepower using the same 1.3-liter engine. It helped cement Porsche's reputation for producing high-performance sports cars, laying the groundwork for future high-performance variants. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The 1952 1500 featured a 1.5-liter flat-4 engine that produced 55 horsepower. This model could achieve a top speed of around 160 km per hour or 99 miles per hour. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The 1953 1500 Super produced 70 horsepower and gained a reputation in motorsports, competing successfully in events like the Mille Miglia and the Carrera Panamericana, showcasing Porsche's racing capabilities. It appears in NFS Porsche Unleashed. Unveiled at the 1955 Frankfurt Motor Show, the 356A 1300 continued to use the 1.3-liter engine but featured improved suspension systems, offering better ride quality and handling. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The Super variant of the 356A featured a more powerful 1.3-liter engine, producing 60 horsepower and participated in various racing events, continuing Porsche's tradition of motorsport involvement and success. It appears in Porsche Unleashed.
That Porsche Cameron from Raleigh, North Carolina, featured mark best in class, sponsored by Porsche of the Village.
This color's beautiful.
The 1956A 1600 featured a 1.6-liter flat-4 engine producing 60 horsepower and became one of the more popular variants in the A series. The success and popularity of the 1600 helped pave the way for future Porsche models, including the iconic 911. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The convertible D was named after Draus, a German coach builder that made the bodies in 1959. It featured a unique body style with a taller windshield and roll-up side windows, differentiating it from the Speedster. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed.
Well, this is the successor to the Speedster. From 1955 to 1959, Porsche responded with a low-cost entry for the American market, the Speedster, because the distributor in New York, Max Hoffman, asked them for it. But by 1959, he said, I need something that's a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. So I want roll-up windows, I want a slightly higher windscreen, and I want comfortable seats.
Yeah.
And so for one model year, Porsche outsourced to the Drowse factory, hence the word convertible D.
Right.
And they made 1,330 of this car before transitioning to the Roadster the following year.
Right. And I think
The 1956 1600 Speedster is one of the most iconic models in a 356 lineup, known for its low, sleek body and minimalist design. It had a curb weight of around 760 kilograms or 1,675 pounds. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1956 A1600 Super featured a 16-liter flat-4 engine with a higher compression ratio that produced 75 horsepower with a top speed of around 175 km per hour or 109 miles per hour. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1959 A1600 Super Convertible D included more comfort-oriented features than the Speedster. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1956 A1600 Super Speedster combined the iconic Speedster body, weighing around 760 kilograms, with the powerful 75 horsepower engine. This model was popular among racers and played a significant role in Porsche's early motorsport successes, with class wins in major races. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1960 B1600 represented an evolution of the 356 line, featuring a more refined design with changes such as higher bumpers, updated suspension systems, a curved windshield, and larger headlights for improved safety and visibility. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1960 B1600 Super featured a 1.6-liter engine producing 75 horsepower. This model continued to build on Porsche's sporting heritage, being popular among enthusiasts and amateur racers. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1960 B1600 Super 90 produced 90 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful 356 models. It enjoyed success in motorsport, including class wins in events like the Targa Florio and the Tour de France Automobile. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The B2000 GS Carrera 2, introduced in 1962, featured a race-bred 2-liter 4-cam flat-4 engine producing 130 horsepower with a top speed of around 200 km per hour or 124 miles per hour, becoming one of the fastest and most advanced 356 models. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1956 Porsche 550A Spyder was a purpose-built racing car powered by a 1.5-liter 4-cam flat-4 engine producing 135 horsepower. It achieved racing success including a class win and 5th overall at the 1956 Targa Florio. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1954 Porsche 550 Spyder Panamericana was a special edition created to commemorate the car's success in the Carrera Panamericana. Its performance in the grueling Mexican road race helped establish Porsche's reputation for building durable and competitive race cars. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The Porsche 718 Boxster GTS 981 is powered by a 2.5-liter turbocharged flat-4 engine that produces 365 horsepower. It can go 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.1 seconds and achieve a top speed of 180 miles per hour or 290 kilometers per hour. It features a retractable soft top that embodies the brand's commitment to delivering an exceptional driving experience. It appears in Need for Speed Mobile. The 2019 718 Cayman GT4 features a 4-liter naturally aspirated flat-6 engine producing 414 horsepower with a 6-speed manual transmission going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds and a top speed of 188 miles per hour or 304 kilometers per hour. Its aerodynamics contribute to a 50% increase in downforce compared to the previous generation and comes with Porsche Active Suspension Management, a lowered ride height by 30mm, adjustable dampers, and stiffer springs. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 2018 Cayman GTS or Gran Turismo Sport features a 2.5-liter turbocharged flat-4 engine producing 365 horsepower. The PASM lowers the car by 10mm and offers adaptive damping for improved ride quality and handling. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 2019 Spyder 982 is the open-top counterpart to the 718 Cayman GT4, sharing its 4-liter naturally aspirated flat-6 engine equipped with the same sport-tuned suspension as the GT4, including PASM with a 30mm lower ride height. It appears in Need for Speed Unbound. 2012 911 Carrera 991 featured a new platform with longer wheelbase, wider track, and reduced weight by around 45 kilograms or 99 pounds. The 991 introduced turbocharged flat-six engines, integrated Porsche Active Suspension Management System, and Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 1994 Carrera 993 was the last generation of the air-cooled 911, but the first generation of the series to have a 6-speed manual transmission. It was powered by a 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 272 horsepower and featured a new multi-link rear suspension known as the LSA, or Light, Stable, Agile system. It appears in the Need for Speed, Porsche Unleashed, and No Limits. In 1996, the 993 Carrera models were upgraded with the Vario-Ram intake system, which increased power output to 285 horsepower and improved torque delivery across the rev range. The 911 Carrera 993 is often considered one of the best iterations of the air-cooled 911. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The Carrera 996, introduced in 1998, marked a significant departure from its predecessors as one of the first 911 to feature a water-cooled 3.4-liter flat-six producing 296 horsepower. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1990 Carrera 2 964 featured a new 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 247 horsepower along with updated suspension, drivetrain, brakes, and a retractable rear spoiler. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1990 Carrera 4 was the first 911 to feature an all-wheel drive system, powered by a 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 250 horsepower. It included a revised suspension setup with coil springs and shock absorbers, replacing the torsion bar system used in earlier 911. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1995 Carrera 4 featured the upgraded 3.6-liter flat-six engine with the Vario-Ram intake system producing 285 horsepower and was equipped with the multi-link rear suspension system. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1996 Carrera 4 continued to feature the Vario-Ram intake system, all-wheel drive, and offered wider rear fenders and distinctive headlights. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The The 1997 Carrera 4 featured the first all-wheel drive water-cooled engine in a 911 powered by a 3.4-liter flat-six engine producing 296 horsepower going 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5.2 seconds. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1996 Carrera 4S 993 featured the turbos wide-body design without the turbocharged engine. It shared the same suspension and braking system as a 993 Turbo, powered by the 3.6-liter flat-six engine with Vario RAM. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 2005 Carrera 4S was powered by a 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 355 horsepower. Porsche adjusted the system to transfer between 5 to 40% of the traction to the front wheels for better handling. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted 510. Unveiled at the Paris Auto Show in September 2008, the 997.2 Carrera 4S featured a 3.8-liter flat-six engine with direct fuel injection, producing 385 horsepower, equipped with Porsche's new 7-speed dual-clutch PDK transmission. It appears in Need for Speed The Run during the prologue sequence. Revealed at the 2015 Frankfurt Motor Show, the 991.2 Carrera GTS featured a 3-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 450 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful non-GT 911s. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds with a 7-speed PDK automatic transmission. PDK short for Porsche Doppelkupplung. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 2018 991.2 Carrera GTS Cabriolet shared the same 3-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine, and despite being a convertible, it could reach a top speed of 191 miles per hour or 308 kilometers per hour. Its roof can be operated at speeds up to 31 miles per hour and opened or closed in about 13 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 1991 Carrera RS 964 was a lightweight, track-focused version of the 964, with a 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 260 horsepower. It had a distinctive fixed rear wing and lightweight magnesium wheels. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1995 Carrera 2 RS 993 featured a 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 300 horsepower. It removed headlight washers, wiper controls, and central locking but retained the fixed whale tail spoiler and front splitter. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1973 Carrera RS 2.7 was the first Porsche model to feature the RS nameplate, which stands for Rennsport, meaning racing sport in German. It had a distinctive ducktail rear spoiler, which improved aerodynamics and stability. It was powered by a 2.7-liter flat-six engine producing 210 horsepower. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1993 Carrera RS 3.8964 featured a 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 300 horsepower and was built with lightweight materials including thinner body panels and plexiglass, a stripped-down interior, and lightweight racing seats. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. Introduced in 1973, the RSR 2.8 was designed for racing and achieved significant success, winning the 1973 Targa Florio and the 24 Hours of Daytona. Powered by a 2.8-liter flat-six engine producing 300 horsepower, it was one of the most powerful naturally aspirated engines of its time. Only 55 units of the RSR 2.8 were produced, and it appears on the box art of Need for Speed 2015. It also appears in No Limits, Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 1974 RSR3 featured a 3-liter flat-six engine producing 330 horsepower. It participated in several motorsport events during the 1970s, such as the 24 Hours of Le Mans between 74 and 78. It achieved victories in numerous international events, including the European GT Championship. It appears in Need for Speed World and Shift 2 Unleashed. Unveiled at the 64th Frankfurt Motor Show in 2011, the 991 Carrera S featured a 3-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 420 horsepower. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds with the PDK transmission. The Carrera S is featured on the box art for Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. It also appears in Need for Speed World, The Run, Most Wanted Mobile, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, and Edge. The 1997 Carrera S 993 was powered by one of the last 911 air-cooled 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 282 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 2004 Carrera S997 featured a 3.8-liter naturally aspirated flat-six engine producing 355 horsepower. The 997 generation featured a return to classic round headlights and offered a more luxurious interior with improved PCM or Porsche Communication Management System and optional sports seats. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Carbon, and Carbon on the City. Unveiled in September 1963 at the International Motor Show in Frankfurt, the 911 Coupe was one of the first production models, establishing the iconic 911 lineage. Powered by a 2-liter flat-six engine producing 130 horsepower, it could reach a top speed of 131 miles per hour or 211 kilometers per hour. It featured a timeless design created by Ferdinand Butzi Porsche, including the distinctive round headlights and a sloping rear end. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The 911 GT198 won the 1998 24 Hours of Le Mans with a 1-2 finish, marking Porsche's 16th overall victory at the prestigious endurance race. It is the first sports car from Porsche featuring a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, reducing weight by 100 kilograms, and powered by a 3.2-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 600 horsepower. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1996 GT2 993 was powered by a 3.6-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 430 horsepower. The GT2 was rear-wheel drive and was highly successful in racing, competing in GT championships and endurance races, cementing its legacy as a formidable track car. It appears in Porsche Unleashed, The Run, and Edge. First revealed at the 2000 North American International Auto Show, the 2003 GT2 996 produced 476 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds, with a top speed of 198 miles per hour or 319 kilometers per hour. It was lighter than the 911 Turbo thanks to the removal of the all-wheel drive system and was equipped with Porsche ceramic composite brakes as standard. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted and World. The 2008 GT2 997 was fitted with the 3.6-liter flat-six engine with dual VGTs or variable geometry turbochargers, producing 523 horsepower, making it the most powerful 911 at the time. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds with a top speed of 204 miles per hour or 328 kilometers per hour. It appears in Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, World, Shift to Unleashed, and Most Wanted 2012. Publicly showcased at the Goodwood Festival of Speed on June 30th, 2017, the GT2 RS WESAC package became the fastest production car to lap the Nürburgring Nordschleife with a time of 6 minutes 47.3 seconds, driven by Lars Kern on September 20th, 2017. It is powered by a 3.8-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 700 horsepower, making it the most powerful 911 ever produced. The GT2 RS could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.7 seconds, with a top speed of 211 miles per hour or 339 kilometers per hour. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Heat, and Unbound. The 2010 GT2 RS 997 is powered by a 3.6-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 620 horsepower, making it the most powerful 997 model. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.4 seconds with a top speed of 205 miles per hour or 330 kilometers per hour thanks to the use of carbon fiber components and a stripped-out interior, reducing its weight. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Edge, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2013 GT3 991 featured a 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 475 horsepower going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds and had a top speed of 195 miles per hour or 313 kilometers per hour. It was the first GT3 to feature active rear-wheel steering and a 7-speed PDK transmission. It appears in Need for Speed Rivals and Edge. The 2007 GT3 997 was powered by a 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 415 horsepower. It came with a 6-speed manual transmission and went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds, with a top speed of 193 miles per hour or 310 kilometers per hour. The GT3 appears in Need for Speed Pro Street. The 1998 GT3 Cup 996 was designed specifically for racing in the Porsche Super Cup and Carrera Cup series. It is the first model within the GT3 Cup series to use a water-cooled, naturally aspirated 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 370 horsepower. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 2010 GT3 Cup R 997 was an evolution of the 996 GT3 Cup, designed to compete in the FIA GT3 class. It featured a 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 420 horsepower and a larger rear wing and front splitter to increase downforce and stability. The GT3 Cup R appears in Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed. First shown at the 2015 Geneva Motor Show, the 991 GT3 RS featured a 4-liter flat-six engine producing 500 horsepower with a red line of 8800 RPM. It could go 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds and had a top speed of 193 miles per hour or 311 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest naturally aspirated 911. It was equipped with a roll cage, racing seats, and adjustable suspension. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits, Need for Speed 2015, and Payback. The 2019 GT3 RS 991.2 produced 520 horsepower, improving 0 to 60 miles per hour time to 3 seconds, with a top speed of 194 miles per hour or 312 kilometers per hour. It had improved aerodynamics with larger air intakes, a revised rear wing, and a more aggressive front splitter with extensive use of carbon fiber and magnesium to reduce its weight. It achieved a lap time of 6 minutes and 56.4 seconds on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 2006 GT3 RS 997 featured a 3.6-liter flat-six engine producing 415 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds, with a top speed of 193 miles per hour or 310 kilometers per hour. It had a larger rear wing, wider front and rear tracks, and a roll cage and racing harnesses as options. It appears in Need for Speed Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, Nitro, and Shift 2 Unleashed. The 2010 GT3 RS 997.2 featured a larger 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 450 horsepower. It was equipped with a track-tuned suspension, a larger rear wing, front splitter, and rear diffuser. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds with a top speed of 193 miles per hour. It appears in Need for Speed World, Hot Pursuit, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. Only 600 units of the 997 GT3 RS4 were produced, and it featured a 4-liter flat-six engine producing 500 horsepower at 8200 RPM, making it the most powerful naturally aspirated engine in the 997 lineup. It could go 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds, with a top speed of 193 miles per hour or 310 kilometers per hour. It appears in Need for Speed World and The Run. The 2009 GT3 RSR 997 was designed for GT2 racing and competed in various international racing series, including the FIA World Endurance Championship and American Le Mans Series. It achieved numerous victories and podium finishes, solidifying its reputation as a competitive race car. It appears in Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2 Unleashed. Introduced in 1967, the 911S was the first Super or S model. It was the first 911 to feature ventilated disc brakes all around, the first 911 to use the distinctive 5-spoke Fuchs rim, and the first 911 to use forged alloy pistons, larger valves, higher compression ratio, and a more aggressive camshaft profile. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1972 911S 2.4 had its engine size increased to 2.4 liters, producing 190 horsepower. It used a Bosch mechanical fuel injection system, which provided more precise fuel delivery and improved performance compared to carbureted models. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1967 911 Targa S was notable for introducing the Targa roof design, which featured a removable roof panel and a fixed rollover bar combining the benefits of a convertible and a coupe. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1972 S Targa 2.4 was powered by a 2.4-liter flat-six engine producing 190 horsepower, equipped with the 915 5-speed manual transmission and the Targa roof design, which allowed for a semi-convertible experience. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. Introduced in 1992, the Speedster 964 was a limited production model with only 936 units made. It was inspired by the original 356 Speedster, featuring a lower windshield and a double-bubble rear tonneau cover. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The 2011 Speedster 997 was a limited edition model with only 356 units produced worldwide, paying homage to the original 356 Speedster. It is a convertible variant of the Porsche 911 997 powered by a 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 408 horsepower. It appears in Hot Pursuit and Hot Pursuit Remastered. Named after the Targa Florio race, the 1967 911 Targa was the first model to feature the Targa roof design, combining elements of a coupe and a convertible with a removable roof panel and a fixed rollover bar. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. Revealed at the 2015 Frankfurt Motor Show, the Targa 4 GTS 991.2 featured a 3-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine producing 450 horsepower and came standard with Porsche's all-wheel drive system and had a fully automated Targa roof mechanism. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The 2010 Targa S 997 produced 420 horsepower depending on the model year and went 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 4 seconds with a top speed of 185 miles per hour or 297 kilometers per hour. It came with Porsche's all-wheel drive system, providing enhanced grip and handling in adverse weather conditions. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and Hot Pursuit Remastered. First shown at the 2013 Frankfurt Motor Show in Germany, the Porsche 911 Turbo 991 was released to mark the 40th anniversary of the 911 series. It featured a 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine producing 520 horsepower going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds, and had a top speed of 198 miles per hour or 318 kilometers per hour. This model came equipped with Porsche traction management all-wheel drive system, Porsche dynamic chassis control, including an automatically adjusting rear wing and front spoiler, adaptive dampers, and rear axle steering. It appears in Need for Speed Rivals and Edge. The 1995 Turbo 993 was the last generation of the 911 to feature the air-cooled 3.6-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 408 horsepower, but it was the first 911 Turbo to feature all-wheel drive. It appears on the box art for Need for Speed High Stakes and in Porsche Unleashed. The 2000 Turbo 996 was the first 911 Turbo to feature a water-cooled 3.6-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine, producing 415 horsepower. It included Porsche stability management, which enhanced handling and safety by automatically applying brakes to individual wheels when necessary. The 911 Turbo 996 is featured on the box art for Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. It also appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 and Edge. The 2006 Turbo 997 featured the 3.6-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine with variable valve geometry, which reduced turbo lag and improved overall performance, producing 480 horsepower and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 3.4 seconds. It offered a 6-speed manual transmission and a 5-speed Triptronic S automatic catering to different driving preferences. It appears in Need for Speed Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover, and World. The 1975 Turbo 3.0 930 was the first 911 Turbo to use a 3-liter turbocharged flat-six engine producing 260 horsepower. Early 930s were known for their significant turbo lag, where the power delivery was delayed and then came very abruptly, making them challenging to drive at the limit. It is famous for its large rear spoiler known as the whale tail, which provided necessary downforce to balance the car's rear engine layout. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed, Most Wanted 2012, and Most Wanted Mobile. In 1978, the 930 Turbo received an engine upgrade to 3.3 liters and was the first 911 to feature an intercooler which cooled the compressed air from the turbocharger, increasing its output to 300 horsepower. It had a top speed of 165 miles per hour or 265 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest cars of its era, and was equipped with larger brakes derived from the Porsche 917 race car. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed, Hot Pursuit, Edge, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 1991 Turbo 3.3 964 marked the transition to a more modern 911 design, with smoother bodywork and integrated bumpers. It was equipped with a new suspension setup with coil springs and shock absorbers, replacing the previous torsion bar system, an advanced anti-lock braking system, enhancing safety and braking performance. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1993 Turbo 3.6 964 featured an enlarged 3.6-liter turbocharged flat-six engine producing 360 horsepower. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds and had a top speed of 180 miles per hour or 289 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest cars of its time. It is the last model in the 911 Turbo lineup to have a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and a single turbocharger. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1992 Turbo S 964 was a limited production model with only 86 units made. It reduced the overall weight by about 180 pounds and was powered by a modified 3.3-liter turbocharged flat-six engine producing 376 horsepower. The reduced weight and increased power allowed for a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 4 seconds and a top speed of 180 miles per hour or 289 kilometers per hour. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 2003 Turbo S 996 produced 450 horsepower, 30 more than the standard 996 Turbo. The power output was increased by fitting K24 turbochargers, new intercoolers, a higher manifold pressure of 0.9 bar, new catalytic converters, and exhaust tips. It came standard with Porsche ceramic composite brakes. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted. The 2011 Turbo S Cabriolet combined the high performance of the Turbo S with the open-air experience of a convertible. It featured a 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine producing 530 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds, and reached a top speed of 195 miles per hour or 313 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest convertible sports cars of its time. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2018 Turbo S Exclusive Series 991.2 was limited to 500 units worldwide, offered with a golden yellow metallic body paint color and racing stripes exposing the carbon fiber weave. It featured a 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine producing 607 horsepower with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 2.8 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound.
a lot of these drums will have their right of
Revealed at the 2016 Detroit Motor Show, the exclusive series Cabriolet was limited to 200 units worldwide and sold exclusively to the North American market. The Cabriolet version retained the carbon fiber body and components, unique paint colors, and special badging of the exclusive series, along with a convertible top. It appears in Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. The Porsche 914-4 was developed in collaboration with Volkswagen and introduced in 1970. It featured a 1.7-liter flat-4 engine from Volkswagen and had a Targa top design. Over 115,000 units of the 914 were produced, making it one of the most successful Porsche models of its era in terms of sales. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. In 1973, the 914-4 received an engine upgrade producing 85 horsepower and featured Bosch D Jetronic fuel injection, which improved fuel efficiency and performance compared to earlier carbureted models. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. By 1974, the 914 was available with a larger 1.8-liter flat-4 engine producing 76 horsepower due to stricter emissions regulations. It also received reinforced bumpers to comply with new safety regulations, adding weight. The 74 model marked the beginning of the end for the 914 series, which would continue until 1976 before being replaced by the Porsche 924. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1970 Porsche 914-6 GT was a race-prep version of the 914 featuring a more powerful 2-liter flat-6 engine producing 210 horsepower. It had a successful racing career, including a class win at the 1970 24 Hours of Le Mans. It appears in Need for Speed World and Shift 2 Unleashed. The Porsche 917K is one of the most iconic and successful race cars in motorsport history, dominating the endurance racing scene in the early 1970s. The K in 917K stands for Kurzheck, meaning short tail in German, referring to its aerodynamically optimized shorter tail design for better stability and handling. It featured a 5-liter flat 12 engine, producing up to 630 horsepower with a top speed of over 220 miles per hour or 354 kilometers per hour. It achieved Porsche's first overall victory at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1970 and again in 1971. It gained further fame through its appearance in the 1971 film Le Mans, starring Steve McQueen, making it a cultural icon beyond the racing world. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. Unveiled in 2011 at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit, the Porsche 918 RSR concept showed a hybrid powertrain combining a 563 horsepower V8 engine with 2 electric motors providing an additional 204 horsepower. It used a kinetic energy recovery system that provides power for the 2 electric motors. It appears in Need for Speed World, The Run, and Edge. The 918 Spider concept was first unveiled at the 2010 Geneva Motor Show. The concept featured a 3.4-liter V8 engine derived from Porsche's RS Spider race car, combined with 3 electric motors for a total output of 718 horsepower. Despite its performance credentials, the Spider concept emphasized efficiency, with a target fuel consumption of just 3 liters per 100 kilometers, or approximately 78.4 miles per gallon. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Shift 2 Unleashed, Most Wanted 2012, and Hot Pursuit Remastered.
This is a tough track, but you can handle it. Come on, focus! Come on, that's the green light! We won! Good job, man!
Launched in 2015, the Porsche 918 Spider featured a 4.6-liter V8 engine producing 608 horsepower, combined with 2 electric motors for a total output of 887 horsepower. The Spider's 6.8 kWh lithium-ion battery pack delivers an all-electric range of 19 kilometers or 12 miles under the US Environmental Protection Agency's 5-cycle tests. Only 918 units were produced with a starting price of 781,000 euros or 845,000 US dollars or 711,000 British pounds. It appears in Need for Speed Rivals, No Limits, Payback, Edge, Heat, and Unbound. The WISAC package for the 918 Spider was a performance-oriented package that reduced the car's weight by 99 pounds or 45 kilograms for the use of magnesium wheels, titanium bolts, and a lighter braking system. It achieved a lap time of 6 minutes and 57 seconds around the Nürburgring, becoming the first series production vehicle to beat the 7-minute marker. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted. The 1976 Porsche 924 featured a front-engine, rear-wheel drive layout developed in collaboration with Volkswagen. Its design included pop-up headlights and was a commercial success with over 150,000 units sold during its production run. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1981 Carrera GT 924 was a high-performance variant of the 924, featuring a turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 engine producing 210 horsepower. Only 406 units were produced to homologate for Group 4 racing. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1986 Porsche 924S featured the same 2.5-liter inline-4 engine used in the Porsche 944 and benefited from the improved weight distribution and handling characteristics of the 944's suspension setup, making it a well-balanced sports car. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The 1981 Porsche 924 Turbo featured a turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 engine producing 170 horsepower. Porsche added a KKK K26 Turbo along with minor visual changes such as a Naka bonnet duct rear spoiler, vents in the nose, and upgraded brakes. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1978 Porsche 928 was Porsche's first production car powered by a V8 engine. It used a front-engine, rear transaxle layout, providing near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and featured a distinctive wedge-shaped body, pop-up headlights, and aluminum components for reduced weight. The 928 was named European Car of the Year in 1978. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. Produced from 1992 to 1995, the 928 GTS was the ultimate Grand Tourer version of the 928, powered by a 5.4-liter V8 engine producing 345 horsepower, enabling a top speed of 171 miles per hour or 275 kilometers per hour, and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 5.4 seconds. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1985 Porsche 928S featured a larger 4.7-liter V8 engine and came with a front air dam and rear spoiler, which helped solidify the 928's reputation as a high-performance luxury GT car, enjoying strong sales in both Europe and North America. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The Porsche 935-78 Coupe was a race car prepared for FIA Group 5 racing regulations. Its distinctive elongated nose and tail, combined with massive rear wing and wide body, earned it the nickname Moby Dick due to its whale-like appearance. It was powered by a 3.2-liter turbocharged flat-six engine, producing up to 845 horsepower. It was the fastest car on the Mulsanne Straight at Le Mans, reaching a top speed of over 220 miles per hour or 354 kilometers per hour. It achieved a class win, 4th place at the 1978 24 Hours of Le Mans. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1982 Porsche 944 was a commercial success for Porsche, praised for its handling thanks to its near 50-50 front-rear weight distribution with over 163,000 units sold during its production run, making it one of the best-selling Porsches of the 1980s. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1987 Porsche 944S featured a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter inline-4 engine with dual overhead camshafts and 4 valves per cylinder, producing 190 horsepower. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1989 Porsche 944 S2 featured a larger 3-liter inline-4 engine producing 208 horsepower, making it one of the largest 4-cylinder engines in production at the time. For the first time in the 944 series, the S2 was available as a convertible with a front-engine, rear-wheel drive layout. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1985 Porsche 944 Turbo featured a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-4 engine producing 217 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5.9 seconds, and had a top speed of 152 miles per hour or 245 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest 4-cylinder cars of its time. It had a successful endurance racing career, particularly in the IMSA. A yellow 944 Turbo appears in a street race at the beginning of Need for Speed movie. The 1991 944 Turbo received a power boost to 247 horsepower thanks to a larger turbocharger and intercooler, making it the most powerful version of the 944 Turbo. Porsche made it the first car to use a ceramic port liner and produce identical power with or without a catalytic converter. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1988 Porsche 944 Turbo S produced 250 horsepower, making it the most powerful production 944 at the time. It included upgraded suspension components, larger brakes, and a limited slip differential. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. Developed from 1986 to 1989, the Porsche 959 featured an electronic all-wheel drive system as it was designed to compete in Group B rallying, powered by a twin turbocharged 2.5-liter flat-six engine producing 450 horsepower. It competed in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and was successful in rally racing, including a 1-2 finish in the 1986 Paris-Dakar Rally. It appears in Porsche Unleashed, Need for Speed World, Hot Pursuit, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 1992 Porsche 968 was the successor to the 944. It was one of the first production cars to feature Porsche's VarioCam variable valve timing system, improving both performance and efficiency. It appears in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The 1992 Porsche 968 CS or Club Sport was a lightweight, track-focused variant of the 968, designed with stiffer suspension, larger brakes, lightweight Recaro bucket seats, and removed rear seats. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1993 968 Turbo S was powered by a turbocharged 3-liter inline-4 engine, producing 305 horsepower, making it the most powerful production 968 model. Only 14 units were produced, making it one of the rarest and most exclusive Porsche models. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 1996 Boxster 986 was Porsche's first roadster since the 550 Spider. Its design was heavily inspired by the 1993 Boxster concept. It rejuvenated Porsche's finances in the late 1990s with over 160,000 units sold during its production run. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 2000 Boxster S 986 featured a larger 3.2-liter flat-six engine, producing 250 horsepower fitted to a 6-speed manual transmission, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds, and had a top speed of 162 miles per hour or 261 kilometers per hour. It appears in Porsche Unleashed. The 2010 Boxster Spider 987 is an open-top, mid-engined, performance-oriented variant of the Boxster, weighing approximately 80 kilograms less than the Boxster S. It was powered by a 3.4-liter flat-six engine, producing 320 horsepower, making it the most powerful Boxster of its time. It appears in Need for Speed World, Hot Pursuit, and Hot Pursuit Remastered.
Don't do it! Oh, we're gonna do it! Oh, fuck! We did it! Oh, shit!
The Carrera GT concept was first shown at the 2000 Paris Motor Show. The car's V10 engine was initially developed for the Footwork Formula 1 team and later adapted for use in Porsche's LMP 2000 prototype racing program. The GT concept appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. The 2004 Carrera GT 980 was powered by a 5.7-liter V10 engine producing 605 horsepower, originally developed for Porsche's Le Mans racing program, enabling a top speed of 202 miles per hour or 325 kilometers per hour. It featured a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, ceramic composite brakes, and a rear-mounted 6-speed manual transmission. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Carbon, Carbon on the City, Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, Nitro, World, Hot Pursuit, Shift to Unleashed, The Run, Rivals, No Limits, Edge, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2003 Porsche Cayenne Turbo 955 was one of the first high-performance SUV powered by a twin-turbocharged 4.5-liter V8 engine producing 450 horsepower, enabling a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 5.2 seconds and a top speed of 165 miles per hour or 266 kilometers per hour. It appears in Need for Speed Top Speed, an online-only promotional game based on Porsche Unleashed. The 2008 Cayenne Turbo was part of the second-gen Cayenne lineup, featuring updated styling, improved performance, updated Porsche Active Suspension Management, and Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, The Run, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2009 Cayenne Turbo S 957 represents the highest performance variant in the Cayenne lineup, powered by a 4.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine producing up to 570 horsepower. It appears in Need for Speed Nitro. The 2021 Cayenne Turbo GT is powered by a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 631 horsepower, making it the most powerful Cayenne ever produced, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 3.1 seconds. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 2015 Porsche Cayman GT4 981 is the highest performance variant of the Cayman lineup, powered by a mid-mounted 3.8-liter flat-six engine producing 385 horsepower. It has a 6-speed manual transmission and can go 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds, with a top speed of 183 miles per hour or 295 kilometers per hour. It appears in Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Edge, Heat, and Unbound. The 2006 Cayman S was the first iteration of the mid-engine sports coupe, featuring a 3.4-liter flat-six engine producing 295 horsepower, positioned between the Boxster and the 911 in Porsche's lineup. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover, and World. The 2007 Cayman S continued with the 3.4-liter flat-six engine but came equipped with advanced safety features including Porsche's stability management, traction control, multiple airbags, a dashboard-mounted stopwatch, and additional driving modes. It appears in Need for Speed Shift, Nitro, Shift to Unleashed, and Edge. The 2010 Cayman S introduced direct fuel injection for its 3.4-liter flat-six engine, increasing power to 320 horsepower, equipped with Porsche's new 7-speed dual-clutch PDK transmission. It went 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds and had a top speed of 172 miles per hour or 277 kilometers per hour. The exterior received new headlights, daytime running LED lights, and redesigned tail lights. It appears in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and Hot Pursuit Remastered. Unveiled at the 2012 Geneva Motor Show, the Cayman S981 was built on a new platform, significantly lighter and stiffer than its predecessor, but used the same engine. The new design improved aerodynamics with a rear spoiler that automatically deployed at higher speeds, increasing downforce and stability. It appears in Need for Speed Rivals and Edge. Launched in 2009, the Panamera Turbo is a high-performance luxury sedan powered by a 4.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, producing 500 horsepower, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds, and reached a top speed of 188 miles per hour or 303 kilometers per hour. The name Panamera is deduced from the Carrera Panamericana racing series, where Porsche earned many class wins. It appears in Need for Speed World, Hot Pursuit, and Hot Pursuit Remastered. The 2017 Panamera Turbo 971 is part of the second-generation Panamera lineup, powered by a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine producing 550 horsepower. It offers rear axle steering, active roll stabilization, and adaptive air suspension. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 2011 Panamera Turbo S is the most powerful and performance-oriented model in the Panamera lineup, featuring a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing up to 620 horsepower. It includes Porsche's most advanced chassis technology such as PDCC Sport rear axle steering, larger air intakes, quad exhaust tips, and distinctive badging, highlighting its top-of-the-line status. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, Most Wanted Mobile, and Edge. The Panamera Turbo S Sport 971.2 is equipped with a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine that produces 620 horsepower. It can go 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds and reach a top speed of 196 miles per hour or 315 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest luxury sedans. It appears in Need for Speed Mobile. Revealed at the 2019 International Motor Show Germany, the Taycan Turbo S 966 is Porsche's flagship electric vehicle. It features dual electric motors producing a combined 750 horsepower with overboost and launch control, enabling a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 2.6 seconds. It uses an 800-volt electrical architecture, allowing for faster charging times and improved performance compared to traditional 400-volt systems. On 11th April 2022, Lars Kern beat the lap record for a production electric car around the Nürburgring Nordschleife with a time of 7 minutes 33.35 seconds using a Taycan Turbo S. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits and Unbound. The 2012 Smart Ford 2 W451 was designed as a compact city car ideal for urban environments. Its small footprint and tight turning radius made it exceptionally maneuverable and easy to park in crowded city streets. One of the standout features of the Ford 2 was its Tridion safety cell, a reinforced steel frame that provided excellent crash protection despite the car's small size. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. The Volkswagen 1600 TL was part of the Type 3 family introduced in 1961. The TL or Touring Limousine variant was a fastback model offering a more stylish and practical alternative to the traditional Beetle. It appears in Need for Speed 2 as a traffic vehicle. The 1963 Beetle 1200 was originally designed in 1931 by Ferdinand Porsche and Zündap as the people's car and was nicknamed Bug or Käfer in German. It was powered by a 1.2-liter air-cooled flat-4 engine producing around 40 horsepower. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The 1968 Beetle 1200 received a significant suspension upgrade, transitioning from the swing axle rear suspension to the more advanced independent rear suspension system. It appears in Need for Speed Nitro.
Got the 1500cc air-cooled motor. This thing is just a breeze to drive. I had it going 50-55 miles an hour going down the highway here. Just a very predictable car, super easy to drive. Back in the day, this was called the people's car. They just tried to build something inexpensive, reliable, easy to work on.
The 1963 Beetle sunroof sedan featured a sliding fabric sunroof, allowing open-air driving while retained the iconic Beetle styling. With its rounded fenders, sloping hood, and distinctive rear engine placement, it became a cultural icon. Its association with the counterculture movement of the 60s and 70s added to its enduring charm. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Heat, and Unbound. The 1973 Beetle 1303, also known as the Super Beetle, had a redesigned front suspension with McPherson struts, a larger curved windshield, elephant foot style rear lights, and increased trunk space. It appears as a traffic vehicle in Need for Speed 2. The 2012 Beetle 2.0 TDI A5 featured a 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine producing 140 horsepower and provided fuel efficiency with an EPA rating of up to 41 miles per gallon on the highway. The Beetle TDI was part of Volkswagen's diesel lineup affected by the Dieselgate scandal in 2015. It appears in Need for Speed Edge. Launched in 1976, the Mark I Volkswagen Golf GTI, or Grand Turisme Injection, is widely regarded as the first hot hatchback. It featured a 1.6-liter fuel-injected engine producing 110 horsepower, weighing just over 800 kilograms, or 1,764 pounds. The Mark I Golf was sold in the United States as the Volkswagen Rabbit GTI. Its popularity led Volkswagen to continue production till 1983. By then, over 450,000 units had been sold, far exceeding original expectations. It appears in Need for Speed World, Shift 2 Unleashed, The Run, Need for Speed 2015, Payback, Edge, Heat, and Unbound. The 2003 Mark IV Golf GTI was the first GTI to feature a turbocharged engine. The 1.8-liter turbo inline-4 engine produced 150 horsepower. It appears in Need for Speed Underground 2. Alongside the turbocharged 1.8T, the Mark IV GTI was also available with a naturally aspirated 2-liter inline-4 engine. This engine produced 115 horsepower and provided better fuel efficiency compared to the turbocharged version, with an EPA rating of around 25 miles per gallon combined. It appears in Need for Speed Underground 1 and Underground Rivals. Introduced in 2004, the Mark V Golf GTI featured a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine producing 197 horsepower. It introduced a new independent rear suspension system and offered Volkswagen's direct shift gearbox as an option. The Mark V GTI received numerous accolades including Automobile Magazine's Automobile of the Year. It appears in Need for Speed Most Wanted 510, Carbon, Carbon on the City, Pro Street, Undercover, Shift, and Shift 2 Unleashed. For Speed Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover, World, and Edge. Launched in 2013, the Mark 7 Golf GTI was built on Volkswagen's MQB platform, which provided significant weight savings and improved structural rigidity. It received widespread acclaim from the automotive journalists, winning numerous awards such as the 2015 North American Car of the Year. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits and Edge. The Volkswagen Golf GTI Club Sport was introduced in 2016 to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the GTI. It featured a 2-liter turbocharged engine producing 261 horsepower with an overboost function increasing output to 290 horsepower for short bursts. It appears in Need for Speed Payback, Heat, and Unbound. Since its introduction in 1979, the Volkswagen Jetta has become one of the brand's most successful models worldwide, with over 17.5 million units sold across 7 generations. Volkswagen has tailored the Jetta to meet the needs of different markets. For example, the US version of the Jetta is larger compared to the European version, reflecting American preferences for roomier and more comfortable sedans. The Jetta appears in the Need for Speed as a traffic car. Unveiled at the 2008 Geneva Motor Show, the Volkswagen Scirocco marked the revival of the iconic Scirocco nameplate after a 16-year hiatus. It was offered with a 1.4-liter TSI producing 160 horsepower and a 2-liter TSI with 200 horsepower. It won several awards including Top Gear's Car of the Year in 2008. It appears in Need for Speed Undercover, Shift, World, and Shift 2 Unleashed. The 2010 Scirocco R featured a 2-liter turbocharged engine producing 265 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, going 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds, making it one of the fastest front-wheel drive cars of its time. The Scirocco R was not offered in the US market, making it a sought-after model in Europe and other regions. It appears in Need for Speed The Run and Edge. The 2017 Scirocco R was the final iteration of the Scirocco lineup. It retained the 2-liter turbocharged engine and featured minor improvements including a refined suspension setup, larger air intakes, LED headlights, new bumpers, LED taillights, and distinctive R badging. It appears in Need for Speed No Limits. The Volkswagen Type 2, also known as the Microbus, Combi, or Transporter, was introduced in 1950 and quickly became an icon of the counterculture movement of the 60s and 70s. The Type 2 had an incredibly long production span, with its successor, the T2, continued production till 2013. It appears in Need for Speed Nitro. The 1985 Volkswagen Type 2 T3 was also known as the Vanagon in North America. Production of the T3 ended in 1992, making the last rear-engined Volkswagen van. Its successor, the T4, adopted a front-engine, front-wheel drive layout. The T3 appears in Need for Speed 2 as a traffic vehicle.